Hi, everybody. We are vertical. Let me make sure I got all my settings. Oh, my goodness. I only see one person, and I see Pika. Shout out to Pika, who's in the chat. Welcome, everybody. I wasn't feeling too well today, but I got to work. So I got to work. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We are doing the vertical today. Uh, Make sure you guys are doing a favor. Just hit the like button. People are just now coming in. We live now. Welcome, everybody. Lord, we better have more than 3 people. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. For those that are coming through, let those notifications go out. I think notifications are just going out. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all, I feel like I'm dragging. I'm like, first of all, I got up, I did my live earlier today, which was amazing and great. However, I still feel like I'm just dragging. Like, is it just me or what? We have so much. I missed the theme song. Well, I just got started and we're on a vertical today. So I just want to thank everybody that's like supporting me on the vertical because you guys know we got to spice it up. We got to do every position, and no pun intended, but every position we have to do on this channel. We got to go vertical, horizontal, all kinds of things that we got to do. Okay. We have to do all kinds of things. And part of it is because we're trying to keep up. We've been doing a lot of the regular. So I figure we could do a little bit of the vertical, at least a very short one. And today I'm just not like, I woke up later and I woke up very tired and I'm still tired. So I know I need to go to bed early today. That's right. We ban trolls. That's right. That's right. That's right. Most people are great though. But we've been doing pretty good on this channel. I don't feel like we've gotten a lot of trolls. I think we've been doing pretty good, and that's amazing, and I'm glad to see that. Let me see what else. Vertical, vertical. That's right, Conejita, vertical. That's right, Darcy. Make sure you guys are double clicking. I'm letting those notifications go out there. Bruce is a pro on all of that. On the vertical, I'm not. Bruce is not hooked up right now. Should have hooked up Bruce to give the news today, but I'm tired, y'all. I don't feel like doing nothing. I almost didn't go live, but of course I have to go live. I have to, connect with the people. And there's some stuff going on in the news that we got to talk about. First of all, there is a current shooting as well, and I don't feel like I know too much about it. You know what I mean? Pippi Longstockings, Becky, Tanya, and number one rib guy says, Rabbit, you can't go to bed early tonight. Someone is doing an interview. Are they? Yo. I was gonna do a messy live, but I'm not quite in that mood right now. Um, Listen, I heard that someone got interviewed, and it was interesting. I hope it continues. I mean, I hope that the exposure continues. You know what I mean? Thank you, little chunky thing. Yo, mama's a little chunky thing. Shout out to her. Tell her I said hello. Thank you, thank you. By the way, what's wrong with chunky people? You got a problem? I take it that you Sochi Pepe, you look like well, you don't got a picture. See, the thing is that you talk a lot of shit, but it's like put a picture on it. Put a picture on it. Lord have mercy. Let the trolls. Anyways, moving on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, my brother has Down syndrome. Are you sure? And he watches your streams throughout. I've never seen you in my chat. Okay, well, shout out to your brother. We are putting him down next month. Wow. Okay. Y'all see these kind of trollish comments? They won't let me be great. I will tell you. Thank you for entertaining him. We're putting him down next month. They're trying to test me. Don't test me. Y'all see this comment right here? I know. You get some horrible, horrible comments here. Bless your heart. Certain things will take you to hell, and that would be one of them. But shout out to you. Anyways, moving on. Pippi Longstockings, thank you. I gotta see where's. Can you drop me an email and let me know, because there's some interviews that are happening, and let me put my email up in here so people are aware. There are some interviews happening, and I've been editing, and I'm actually almost done editing. And in the video that I'm dropping, as it pertains to this specific topic, it's going to be epic. It'll be like a 2-part video, but I got to make sure I got everything correct. Now hold up. Where is my that's for the banners. Is this it? The banners? I need my email up here. Here it is. This is my email if you want to email me the link or anything like that so I can watch. And I think you know what I'm talking about. And I think I know what you're talking about. You're telling me not to go to bed on time. Send me the email where that interview is going to be. Send me the link and I'll be watching. Okay. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I swear. It is you got it? Thank you, Pippi. Shout out to you. We definitely got some stuff to review today. So why don't we start this? Let's get serious. And thank you to the wonderful mods. You guys know that we have to do some verticals per hour. You know, we got to change it up. We got to change positions. That's how we keep things exciting. Okay. Not only that, it's how we do it with the algorithm as well. Okay. The big monster that we have to fight on YouTube just to stay in the algorithm. All right. So this is the breaking news. And I think it's the news that everybody's been watching. We have, a shooting out of Manhattan. Okay. So let's go to that right away. These are the live updates that we have so far. So, 4 people, including an NYPD officer, killed in Midtown Manhattan shooting. This is what the officials say. Now, 9 minutes ago, what we know about the gunman, okay, in Midtown Manhattan shooting, the suspect in today's deadly shooting in Manhattan was a 27-year-old who lived in Las Vegas, Nevada. Law enforcement told CNN he had no significant criminal history or background. The suspected gunman, was born in Hawaii, but later moved to Las Vegas. He had a concealed carry permit for a handgun, as well as expired private investigator license in Nevada. So it kind of makes you wonder, well, what had happened? What made him go like off? What happened exactly? And these are people that are able to have guns and everything. You said my daughter called me from work and said she was out. It was right by her job. This is just crazy. Like, we got to do something better about what's happening. So, what the thing about this is, we never know what triggered it, what happened, and kind of how do we go, where do we go from here afterwards, if you know what I mean. So, it further goes, in his youth, he was a competitive football player. Police shared a photo of the alleged gunman, okay, walking into the building carrying a long gun. The suspect was found dead in a stairwell in the building from what is believed to be a self-inflicted injury. This is such, let me tell y'all something. It's the cowardly move, that self-inflictions, all this other stuff. They go out there and they make a big statement, hurt a bunch of people, and then it's like we can't even hold them accountable because why? Self-inflicted wound, right? I'm putting my desk down a little bit more. It's crazy to me how that goes. CTE, and I was thinking, I can't, every time I hear football or wrestling or any kind of sport, I always think of CTE, you guys. I really, really do. So it was an AR when he said long gun, it was an AR that we know of. I saw the photos and people are saying different things about the gunman. In his youth, he was a competitive football player, sources told CNN. Police shared a photo of the alleged gunman walking into the building carrying a long gun, which Chico's saying might be an AR. The suspect was found dead in the stairwell. Okay, police have not publicly identified the suspect, who they say was the lone suspect in the shooting. Law enforcement backtracked the suspect to his car, which video shows him exiting alone, sources told CNN. Now, here we have some footage. The gunman exchanged fire with NYPD officers in the building lobby, but heading to the 33rd floor. What is the reference to the 33rd floor? All right, where are my tinfoil people? I'm like thinking in my mind, there's something about, and I was watching this on the streets of the Twitter. What's the reference to the 33rd floor? Can somebody let me know? What is the 33rd floor? Because this was people were saying, well, if you know, you know. And I'm like, I don't know. What is the 33rd floor as it pertains to this? The Masons. Oh, yeah. 10 cheeks, 10 fatalities. The Masons? How so? Can you explain it? They said it's the NFL floor? Really? You said it's a distraction from 47. What's 47? Something about hold up. Something about the NFL I thought I read, but it was a headline. I know, Sylvia, but I need to do a vertical. I gotta switch it up. I gotta do it. Um, y'all do me a favor, double tap and hit the like button, please, and thank you. What is the reference? Hold up, let me see. So, New York Times, which by the way, I still hate the New York Times. I still don't like you. Officers killed and others are shot at Park Avenue office tower. The gunman was dead, the police said, and the building was in lockdown Monday evening. So, a police officer was killed and at least two others were shot in Midtown Manhattan office building on Monday evening. The shooting occurred in 345 Park Avenue. The gunman was dead. The gunman was identified as Shane Devon Tamura, 27. Shane Devon Tamura. Tamura died in the 33rd floor of the Rudin Management real estate firm. So he died at a real estate firm office. The scene has been contained and the lone shooter has been neutralized. Well, yeah, because he's dead. He shot himself. A lockdown of the building remains in place. The shooting occurred around 6 p.m. At 6:10, dozens of officers had flooded the area. Others with offices in the building, including the investment giant Blackstone. Oh, it's not BlackRock, Blackstone, the National Football League, and the accounting and financial advisory firm KPMG. NFL staff members were sheltered in place, awaiting clearance from the police to leave. Let me find. Okay. I'm having a moment. Let me listen. Let me find out that this is a situation where this young man, 27, wanted to join the NFL and he couldn't. And he decides to just go shoot up this area, I guess. The Freemasonry, the 33rd degree, is the highest degree with the ancient and accepted Scottish rite, a major appendant body. Wow. See, I don't even know all that. So this is the company that audits. This is going to be a situation where somehow he was done wrong and he went out there and he shot up a bunch of things, right? Is that what I'm hearing? They said that he was shooting in different floors. But I'm just guessing because typically, like, what a specific floor. Well, it sounds like he might have been shooting different floors, but very specific to, I mean, why that building? Right? Could have been a different building, but why that building? It does kind of make you wonder, just questioning. It's a lot of speculation, right? At this point, that's all we have is just speculation. So people began to march out of the building in small groups. Hold up. So NFL staff members were sheltering in place, awaiting clearance from the police to leave. People began to march out of the building in small groups with their hands raised. Some ran as fast as they could, others walked, seemingly unfazed. Nearby buildings that had been locked down began to empty as well. A Blackstone employee said that the workers there heard a loud bang and thud coming from above. Employees received an email notifying them of a shooter in the building. They emailed the employees that there's a shooter in the building? What? Ain't this some ish? So they got the email and then they what did they tell them to evacuate in that email? I mean, and just imagine this is a several floors, right? 33rd. I'm imagining like where are the exits if you're just going to exit to a certain area. It's not like you could just walk out. You literally would have to go through the stairs, and the scary part is whether is one shooter, two shooters, how many shooters do we actually have? We don't know. Everything is terrible now. Could be a lot of things. Absolutely. We really don't know. Yeah, it could be chaos agent. I mean, they said it's one shooter, but I always kind of side eye situations like this because it's like How did they determine that so quickly? Nobody was with them. So I always wonder how people plan these things out in advance or what. You said they were making people stay inside until the shooter was captured buildings in the area too. Wow. And see, that's scary because you don't know if there's a shooter in, like if it's just one or multiple. You said no, police were holding the building because they didn't know who the shooter was. That's scary. I think it's just a point of not knowing. Hey, Saidala, not knowing who the shooter is, that makes this scary, Because being in or out, you said, I don't know if it's tied to the Freemasons at all. I just nerd out on rando Freemason stuff from all time to time. Didi, I don't feel like I know enough. You know, there was I don't feel like I know enough, if that makes sense, to even like really understand. So when somebody said the 33rd floor, I'm like, what about the 33rd floor? Clearly, I am not well studied in the Freemasons, stuff. I don't know enough. It's a distraction for all those on Epstein files, in my humble conspiracy opinion, allegedly. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's really going to go away. It's all too new. Now facts right now. No new facts right now. That's right. So this is, I mean, what they're saying, at least what we know so far. So employees received the email notifying them of a shooter in the building. Police officers were leading people downstairs a floor at a time in elevators. Surveillance footage showed the gunman striding down the building wearing sunglasses and carrying a long gun. Darren Lang heard shots sounded in a quick succession, about 21 after the other. So about 20 and then one after the other. Excuse me, not 21. 20 and then one after another. Okay. The building outside the main building of the Cornell Hospital is buzzing with police activity. Employees at other private equity firms and banks said that they heard swapping worried texts. They had swapped worried texts and photos with their friends at Blackstone. Two Blackstone employees told friends they were hiding in the office pantries. This is scary. Like I said, I listen. I mean, gorgeous buildings, but I'm gonna tell you guys something. It just always worries me being on a high ass building like that, and only knowing that I mean, there's stairs and elevators, but people can block those, and then your ass is locked in. I don't like being in buildings like that, if you know what I mean. It just drives me a little bit crazy. I always worry about stuff like that. You said I can answer your questions concerning the Masons, Shriners, Scottish Rite, York Rite. Oh, really? Eastern Star, except really? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, good. Um, well, no worries, Stella. I have to switch it up. We have to do verticals every once in a while, and that is okay. Blackstone, BlackRock, and Black. So, Saidela, are these all like? Is Blackstone the same? Are they in connection with BlackRock, or what? Hey, Chief, how are you? Chef, how are you, Chef? Sorry, I don't know why I said Chief. Um, are they all connected? The BlackRocks and the Blackstones, really? See, yeah, that's new to me. That is new to me, my friends. I didn't know that. It further goes. Okay, hold up. Let's see, because they got new updates for us. 1 minute ago, outside of the Cornell Medical Center, police activity is heavy. People with relatives inside said that they were being denied entry. My daughter just gave birth this evening and she just got a room. Oh my God. I came to see her without knowing about this and now I can't go in. This is Louise Arnold, 74, who came from the Bronx with her two grandsons. Her son-in-law is not being allowed to leave the building, she said. So if you're in the hospital and you like this lady just gave birth, right? And her husband can't leave and then they can't visit her. I mean, they're trying to just lock in people, you know what I mean? Like they're trying to lock people in just to make sure that everybody's safe. It's interesting. You said BlackRock started as part of Blackstone. See, I don't know enough about these firms. That is so interesting. My goodness. Okay, and it keeps going. 6 minutes ago, hours after the shooting, roadways were closed from East 55th Street to East 48th Street. Emergency personnel from police department and fire department stood by as helicopters hovered over the area. Hold up, let's play this. It's not giving pre-planned attack. It's deep. Oh man. But I do wonder, like, what do we know so far? Was it somebody that I mean, listen, shootings are very specific, you know what I mean? Very, very specific about certain things and whatnot. So it sounds like it was a personal thing. It wasn't just a random act. Um, maybe the people that he shot there was just a random situation, but I don't know, guys. It's giving more than that. It's giving like people knew. Look at this.
This is what we do when we're live out in the field. Sometimes it isn't pretty, but it's just the way that we have to do our jobs here. So I'm just reading through some notifications to see if I can gather any more information that I can actually share with you at this time. But again, just to recap, I'm Linda Schmidt with Fox 5 News. This is my colleague, Kendall Green, here in New York City, where there was a shooting at a Manhattan office building. It was right around the block from here. It happened about 6 o'clock tonight. Literally thousands of people would have been on their way home, leaving those businesses and on their way home for their evening commutes.
How backed up the place was. I mean, for folks just trying to get home who weren't connected to the adjoining buildings, who weren't on the same block, maybe 4 or 5 blocks over. You have folks coming from 3rd, you have folks coming over from 5th, trying to get to where they're going, whether it's the subway, whether it's, whatever their commute, a bus, whatever the case is. Yeah, wherever they're parked. And this is something that kind of locks you in for a while. And it's like, because you're locked in it, you become more aware and you're a little bit more worried about it. And you're seeing how intense the police officers are trying to make sure that they keep things calm, cool, and collected. But what another element that sticks out is we saw a father. He appeared to be a father. He just standing outside of the building, and he says he doesn't say it, he's just standing there, and you kind of where he basically someone shared that he was waiting for somebody outside the building, and I asked him about him, and he said he's just waiting for them to come out. We didn't catch back up with that man, but just seeing that sight of worry, seeing that concern. He doesn't say it, he's just standing there, and you kind of where he basically someone shared that he was waiting for somebody outside the building, and I asked him about him, and he said he's just waiting for them to come out. We didn't catch back up with that man, but just seeing that sight of worry, seeing that concern. He doesn't say it, he's just standing there, and you kind of where he basically someone shared that he was waiting for somebody outside the building, and I asked him about him, and he said he's just waiting for them to come out.
Wow.
We didn't catch back up with that man, but just seeing that sight of worry, seeing that concern.
Is this repeating?
He's just standing there, and
this is literally repeating, and I'm like, I can't do that. That's too much repeating. It's going over and over and over. I'm like, he's worried. He's saying the same thing. I wasn't sure if it was just me. Night Charm, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. And look, you changed your picture. Shout out to Night Charm. You know what, Apple Pie? Thank you so much. Apple Pie says, look, girl, I only watch verticals because of you. I'm like, is he repeating the same thing? He totally is. It's like going in circles. It's going in a loop. And people are kind of saying the same thing in the chat. Well, there you go. So that is happening. I mean, literally, I know I was going crazy. I thought I was seeing things, you guys. I really thought I was seeing things here for a minute. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. So for those that are coming in and don't know what is going on, there's this horrible shooting out of Manhattan, and the gunman took his own life. The numbers are a little bit skewed. I heard 10, and now we're getting a different number. Female NYPD officer killed among 5 shot in NYC shooting, gunman dead at Black, so he turned the gun on himself. This is him. This is the picture that they have of him, y'all. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit more so everybody can see it, because I know people they don't be liking the verticals, but we gotta switch it up. So this is the guy right here. Look at him just walk. Wait a minute.
Of immigrant parents and
hold up.
I want to be an accident. It was quite
We're
challenging.
gonna wait for this commercial
but
to be done.
I was able to carve a path.
He's just walking in there with that huge ass gun, and nobody saw anything.
Retired FBI
Like,
guy James Agagliano.
Nobody stepped
James,
in.
I believe we're hearing reports that it was an automatic rifle. I'm not sure we've
An automatic rifle. Okay, so far we know. But do y'all see he's just walking into the was the building didn't have any security to be like, all right, we gotta check you. You can't be walking in with that thing. I don't know.
confirm that. But if it was, what does that tell you?
Well, Jesse, we are hearing through channels that it looks like some type of AR style rifle.
AR.
It looks like it had a 30-round magazine in it. Jesse, it just seems odd if the pictures that are floating around right now are confirmed that this was the shooter. This completely looks to me like a targeted attack. If this shooter was set on a mass casualty situation, a mass shooter, there were so many targets of opportunity that appears that weren't taken. He went up to a particular floor. He obviously had some way to get into the building. He had to get past one armed officer there. And Jesse, to your the other folks that joined you, thank God for the NYPD. 36,000 police officers. They are the best of the best. Now, I got to caution everybody. This is going to be a long night. Even if the shooter acted alone, and we always presume that there were accomplices. We always presume that there are other people that might be associated. There might be some type of conspiracy. And we've got to make sure to get to the bottom of that first. But they're going to go through that building, and it's a difficult crisis site. It's a vertical building. It's not a horizontal platform. So they've got to work through every floor. And I'll just close with this. You know, there's been some discussion on what's being taught to civilians that you should do in a situation like this. And yes, it's nuanced, and yes, it's constantly tweaked, but run, hide, fight, and tell are what the FBI is teaching currently. And why is that? You want to get out of there as quickly as possible and get away. If you can't, and you can find cover, and that's not concealment, cover where you can put something between you and the bad guy, do that. And if it comes down to it and your life is on the line, obviously fight. But Jesse, the fourth and equally important is the tell part. Go to law enforcement, tell them what you saw, give as accurate a description as you can of the shooter or shooters, what they're wearing, what type of weapons, and where they're located.
All right,
So
I got to show you guys
word
something
from a Blackstone employee who says you do not need badge access to get up into
I'm
the
gonna
elevator.
put this. I gotta put this on pause, guys. Let me show you guys something. Oh Lord have mercy. Okay, so there's the gun. I'm trying to move away from it because there's actual blood splatter on that gun, and we don't want to see that. But this is his concealed firearms permit from Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. It was issued. Damn, it didn't even expire. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it was issued on June 14th, 2022, and it didn't even expire. It looks like maybe 2027 of June 14. That's his thing right there. Literally. You said gun laws don't matter when arms are flooded in. My goodness. The girl on Twitter said he was yelling Free Palace. Really? Didn't we have an issue on a plane just recently too? People were kind of going crazy there. I cannot, man. You said that's just how Nevada issues concealed carry permits. He was not in law enforcement. Okay, it's very confusing in their card. So they have a little like thing right there, and it expires there. But let me see. There's more information coming about. It's just crazy. Like, and then that AR-15. Just the way that he just kind of walked into the building, like even having that picture there is a bit just off. This is him. Is this him? Look at this. He played football when he was like in high school, it looks like. What made him like, it just makes you wonder what happened. My goodness. There's a lot of pictures out here so far. I think this is just so crazy to me. Look how he's just able to walk in like that. The thing is out and about for everybody to see. It's open, you know, like he's literally no care in the world. Let me see. There's that. He just walked in like that. So I know you can like it's an open New York, right? It's an open carry type of situation. So you could just walk in carrying a big old AR-15 and nobody's going to stop you and ask you a question like, first of all, sir, I mean, I would be scared to ask, let me be very real, but why the hell is he walking around like that? Like if I see somebody walking around like that, I'm like, well, damn, are you hunting for something? It's not a New York isn't. I thought it was not an open carry. So he can't so nobody stopped him. No officer saw him. As busy as New York City is, nobody saw this. Ah. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how do we go in here? Yes, I got it, Chico. I said that. Thank you. I corrected myself. But how do you how does he's walking into the building. Nobody stopped him. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like thinking in my mind. I mean, I wouldn't want to be near somebody who's got a weapon like that as well. But okay. You said no. You have to have a special concealed carry permit in NYC to do that. And it's very hard to get, says Shannon. Gotcha. I don't know, man. So, what was the recent U.S. Supreme Court case that changed open carry laws? I don't know. Um, they have the strictest, but the guy's still walking around. I just find that to be just so surprising. They didn't say nothing. You said NY has tight security everywhere too. I mean, but nobody stopped him. I'm just a little surprised. I'm in shock actually that nobody stopped him to say something like, "Why are you doing what are you doing with that?" It's weird. They should have security in the lobby that would have been able to stop him if there were. I mean, I see this. I see somebody walking. Am I going to approach this person who clearly is breaking the law by not putting this weapon somewhere? No. Yeah, there's nothing to conceal about this one. You're literally, it's all in the open. It's not like you can put it in his pocket. It's just something's off about this. It said, if you're in that mindset, not sure he's concerned about carrying that law. That's what I'm saying. I don't even think he cares about, I mean, if you're carrying it out there like that, you really don't give it ish about the laws, right? Like just walking around. I mean, and he's got a permit just from a different state, you know? Yeah, who's going to stop him? That I'm not going to be asking, hey, what time do you know the time? Are you okay? I wouldn't be able to do that. To me, that's already a threat. You walking around like that. You think he's having some mental illness? Well, I mean, it's not like he broke any laws to get this weapon, and the conceal permit hadn't expired. It says 2027 on it. So he was able to pass and he was able to get this. I don't know what they're doing about that. I don't have a weapon. I don't own one. So I have a lot of questions. You said that is a good point. However, if they have armed security, their jobs is to stop someone. Their job is to stop someone like that, is it? Shannon, if there is security in the building, yeah, that's not concealed, right, Stella? If there is a security in the building, right? Their job, what is their job here? To stop him? To not enter the building? Some of these security guards aren't always armed. And if they are armed, are they expected to use the weapon to stop? Like, it's a lot of questions. Exactly. Stricter PPU's laws ain't going to change it because if a criminal wants one, they can get it. I can get a throwaway for 200 right now if I was on F shit. Well, the thing is that I would assume that if he has a concealed carry and a permit, that he didn't break the law to do that, right? Like he went through the appropriate means. The problem is what was the state of mind when he got it? This is a bigger issue that people don't really want to get into, right? Like, you don't want to take away weapons from people, but should everybody have a weapon? Should everybody be able to have a weapon, regardless of their mental health? And if you've ever been affected by, like I have, if you've ever had somebody who's gone out and done a type of shooting, right? People then always want to blame this or to blame the other. I don't even be blaming the weapons. I blame the people and the fact that, we aren't on the same page when it comes to things like that. We just aren't. You said, I don't get it. I would have seen him and I would have said something for damn sure. I don't know, man. I don't know. In New York, you would have seen he's walking around with an what would you expect to say? Would you have a weapon as well on you? Some people you just don't approach. Some people you just, because you don't know what you're going to get. He could have done something to you or somebody else. He's not going to give you the weapon, right? You said you would have called 911. Well, did anybody? Because they're seeing him walk down the street. This is what I don't get. Did anybody? I mean, this is a busy area, right? Nobody saw him walking down the street and said, this looks weird. You know what I mean? That's right. I would have been, listen, I would have taken cover. I really, really would have. You said they should all have cars also. Okay. Nobody wants to get shot, y'all. I mean, I don't think that's the point, but if I see somebody walking out just showing it up, it would be difficult. I just don't think I don't know. I can't tell you that I would have said something. You don't know what to expect when somebody has a weapon open like that. You just don't. Sure, maybe I would have called 911, but it does kind of make you wonder, well, this is a busy area in New York City. Nobody called. Nobody saw anything weird. This whole story is weird to me. But hey, maybe he was having a mental health crisis. Maybe that's what it was, and nobody was checking on him. It hits a little bit different. Like, say even the size of the weapon, right? But say that this was somebody who had everything in a backpack. Somebody said in the chat that he was trying to pull a Luigi Mangione. Allegedly, right? Like that's what he was trying to do. I don't know, man, because I don't know. What do you guys think? People are saying different things about that. Speaking of which, other situations that are happening, okay? You say you talking about the shooting in Manhattan. If you can't see that coming, if someone starts letting rounds of the 32nd floor, you talking about the shooting in Manhattan. If yes, you can't see that coming if someone starts letting rounds on their 32nd floor. Fat kids do lag. Here's the problem with that. I think what you're trying to say is that if he's doing the rounds on the 32nd floor, I get that. But he's legit walking to the building with an AR-15. He was able to walk into the building. There's no security in the building. That's what it looks like. Because I don't know how the hell you would be able to walk right up and get all the way up there. How do you get up there? And not only that, this is a busy area. Nobody found it weird to see a man walking around with that type of weapon. Nobody called 911 before he got to the building. I don't know. It's weird. You said it was a cuervo de chivo? Whew. It's giving that. It's giving that, right? It definitely is. Why do women always go to mental health? He knew what he was doing. Okay. All right, Brian. Then he knew what he was doing. Okay, then he knew what he was doing. All right, then. Because maybe Brian is right. Maybe he knew what he was doing. Just because somebody says it's mental health doesn't necessarily mean that the person is not considering that. Does that make sense? Like, just because I said, well, maybe there was some mental health, and it wasn't just me, it was a bunch of people in the chat. Just because it's mental health, it doesn't necessarily take away responsibility of the things that a person is doing or not doing. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying. My question to you is, why are you just assuming and then making an ass out of everybody, you and me and everybody here. Like, it just, me assuming that or you assuming that would just be dumb. Again, just because you don't take care of your mental health doesn't take away from any of this. Or his mental health could have been well and he could have just decided, I'm gonna go out and do something. Okay, that could have been it. That's right, Dee. Maybe because women have higher emotional intelligence, Brian. Yeah, you should ask your mom about that. Okay. Let's keep going. All right. That picture of him walking looks like he was sure about it based on his body language. Yeah, like he was determined, right, Luis? Like he was determined he had an area to go. He knew what he was doing. Something like that, right? Definitely. I agree with that. Okay. The photos are wild. He brazenly stroll right around the big, yeah, with that's what I'm saying. It's just a wild picture. You just don't see that. Why do men think mental health issues attract valid? Valid? Why do men think mental health issues attract valid? Shout out to you. Hold up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I know, right? Brian acting like mental health is gendered. Right. He was walking towards something. He was determined. That's what it looks like to me. Okay, guys, make sure you guys are double tapping. I know that some of you guys don't like the vertical, but please support the channel and double tap, y'all. We have to do a vertical at least every once in a while. Okay, listen, there's another situation as that story is developing and we have to talk about, okay? And there was I don't feel like I know too much about this, but there was a shooting at you guys remember everybody knows about the American Idol show, where there were two producers or a producer specifically. There was like a wife and husband murder. The woman, I believe, was a producer of the show, okay? And they were murdered in their household, and the perpetrator, the suspect, used the gun that belonged to the family. Did y'all hear about this? Because this is crazy to me. I don't know. I when I heard this, I said, "Yo, you got to be kidding me." So DA Hodgman, who is the DA, reveals charges against man accused of Kane, American Idol exec's husband, in Encino Man. Okay, excuse me, Encino Man, Encino. Thinking about Encino Man every time I see Encino. Neighbors of the Encino couple who were killed in their home by a suspect who was allegedly burglarizing the upscale residence were speaking out Monday after a loud weekend party was shut down by police at the house next door. The party was held on Saturday night next door to the White Oaks Place home of the American Idol music supervisor Robin Kay and her husband Thomas DeLuca, both 70. Raymond, his name is Raymond, is it Budarian? 22 of Encino, has been charged with 2 counts of murder stemming from the deaths. The victims' bodies were found at about 2:30 p.m. on July 14th in the 4700 block of White Oak Place, south of Ventura Boulevard, during a welfare check prompted by a call from an acquaintance who had not heard from the couple in several days. According to the Los Angeles Police Department, the victims were found inside the home with multiple gunshots. A neighbor told reporter that a renter at her property called 911 on July 10th after seeing somebody jump out the fence and around the homes. Detectives suspect that the shooter was burglarizing the home while the couple was away and stayed for 30 minutes before they returned and found him. According to the LAPD officer, officers responded around 4 p.m. July 10th to the home in response to the report of someone jumping the fence, but found no immediate signs of an intruder. So they had gone to the house, but they didn't see anything. Los Angeles District Attorney said the victims were shot with their own gun. Los Angeles police responded at 6:30 p.m. Saturday to the house next door to investigate the report of a loud party. Officers shut down the party inside of the residence, according to Officer Jeffrey Miller of the LAPD media relations. This house party would have been shut down in Beverly Hills, wouldn't have been shut down in Burbank in LA. You can break the law and there's no consequences. This is what Rob, the president of Encino Property Owners Association, told Cal 9. We're very supportive of the LAPD, but honestly, they need to be tougher. This is an example of when someone gets out of control because law enforcement doesn't get enforced when the problem starts. Area residents said that the homeowners at the party had been cited several times in the past, but they wanted further action, and the suspect, the home, is being rented out to parties. So I think this is like a multi-issue. One neighbor, however, told KNX that they would prefer to have loud parties in an area than a double murder. Okay. The shooter, meanwhile, remains in jail without bail pending his arraignment on August 20th. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office will decide later whether to seek the death penalty against the suspect. Now, hold up. I thought that they got rid of, okay, I might be off on this. Didn't they get rid of the death penalty in California? Or is it just me who thought that? Let me know. Didn't they get rid of the death penalty in Cali? Because I could have remembered that was a thing. Like they had it, and then there were some people that were on death row, and they did they bring it back? They did, but did they bring it back, or is it like certain circumstances? Because I thought they got rid of it. So had that house party not been happening, maybe there would have heard the gunshots. You know what I mean? Shout out to who? To Brandon who? Let's see. Wait, what did I miss? Who are we shouting out? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm like distracted. I'm not sure there's a pause at this point, but not sure about presently. They got rid of the gas chambers. Huh. I thought so, but I guess it's just a method of the death penalty, not everything. I'm not so sure who Brendan Fraser. I don't know who that is, y'all. You have to, I mean, I know the actor, but shout out. Why are we shouting him out? I'm so confused. What did I miss? Brendan Fraser. I'm going back. I don't see nothing. You guys are driving me crazy. What am I? Did I miss something? Okay. Well, maybe you guys will let me know in the chat. Yeah. So that is just crazy. Rabbit, they about to have a press conference about the shooter. Are they going to have it now? Let me know. Let me see. Right now. What are we doing? Let me check. Press conference. I'm looking it up. Oh. Is it now? It's like cutting out. They're in front of the podium. Yeah, there's something. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find a different. Oh, that's horrible. I'm going to see if I can find a different stream, guys. Give me 1 second. Midtown, Manhattan, shooting, press conference. We might do a different stream if this is what.
It is confirmed here. The fire department of New York said emergency crews were called to the Park Avenue office building around 6:30 p.m. local time this afternoon for a report of someone shot. Remember, this is the headquarters of Blackstone, the major hedge fund, also the New York headquarters of the NFL there too. So it does look like we are anticipating this press conference. Hasn't gotten underway just yet. You do see there some of these law enforcement officials getting ready to brief the media. We do have some of our law enforcement analysts and experts waiting in the wings here on standby. They're going to help us make sense of what was said during this. We're going to break it down. We're going to try to tease out some of the strands.
Hey, I have an idea
that goes on from here. But I think that was the question.
Let me stop this stream. And we're gonna go horizontal because this is so annoying, and I don't want to entertain trolls while we're doing something like this. Typically, I wouldn't mind, but let's do that right now. I'm gonna end the stream and keep an eye out. I'm gonna start another one. Okay, keep an eye out.